All right, so I'm going to show you how you can use this wireless bore gauge measurement kit to do the bore measurement. What I have here, I have an iPad. There's an app that works with our wireless system. Here, what I have, as you can see, it's a regular bore gauge set, which is an analog system with all those extension bars and all those pieces that come with it. And also I have something else, which is a wireless gauge. It's called Blue Dial by Motionics. So this is the innovation. This is the addition that comes to the whole set and allows you to do everything much easier, faster, and more accurate. Let's see how we can do that. What I have here, again, I have a part that I want to do measurement as a sample, and roughly I know the size, the specs of this, and the tolerance. I'm going to do the measurement on this part, and this is a micrometer, as you know. There are different ways that you can calibrate. Basically, this bore gauge kit or any bore gauge by itself cannot measure a number because it measures a relative number. So what you need to do is you have to calibrate first. You either have to have a setting ring standard, which is calibrated, and use that one as calibration, or if you have micrometer that I have here, I'm going to use the micrometer. I'm going to show you how you can calibrate. I'm not going to go through the details of how you use a bore gauge set, because I'm sure you know and you can find how you use that. But what I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you how you can use our wireless system. First, let's talk about this blue dial. This is a wireless dial indicator, digital dial indicator. You turn it on. And the back part, there is a transmitter, wireless Bluetooth transmitter. You turn it on. And then you have to launch our app. This is a MultiGage. This is called MultiGage app for iPad, iPhone, and Android. Running on iPad, run that one. And go to new measurement, pair with this dial. It's going to search, it's going to find it, and once it's found, tap and connect, it's going to connect. After a few seconds, it's connected. As you can see, the value is showing here in real time. You can see the numbers in full screen, an analog full screen indicator, or you can capture, save. There are a lot of features. I'm not going to go through it for this video. So now let's see how we can use this one for bore gauge. I'm going to take that bore gauge measurement kit, and I'm not going to use that analog part. I'm going to use this part and with our digital wireless dial indicator. So you need to first install that dial here. It's installed. Tight the clamp, everything's ready. So again, the first step is we have to calibrate this one. So how do I calibrate? What calibration number I should use? Let's look at our part. The part that I have, this is a part that has an ID of, I believe the number for this one is 1.960, and there's a tolerance. The tolerance for this one is 1/1000th of the inch, which means that if you look at the reading, the maximum or upper limit for this measurement should be 1.961, and the lower limit should be 1.959, right? So these are the tolerance, and this software, this app that we have, allows you also to enter the tolerance and see if the part is within your tolerance or not. So if this is within the tolerance, you're good. All right, so the calibration, one way that you can calibrate, you have to calibrate the bore gauge, and I'm going to use that specs number, which is 1.96 for calibration. So again, if you don't have setting ring, you go ahead and take that micrometer that you have and set that number to 1.96 and lock down to that number. Then you have to, let me just move this page from here. So now you just need to take that gauge, and let me move this away and you can see the iPad. Hopefully you can see the iPad better. So when you look at this iPad, this gauge measurement from the iPad, the numbers in real time, and also it shows max, mean, and TIR. The number max is the number that I need. So I can, if you look at the max, let me just go to full screen. You can see the max better, and you just use your dial bore gauge, put it within this micrometer. Before that, make sure you clear that max and mean reading, and just like rock it back and forth, and it just takes that maximum reading. You don't need to look at the dial by itself, just it's going to take automatically the maximum reading, because when the plunger is pushed, the maximum is taken. The maximum is 0.0956, which means that for the size of 1.960, I'm reading 0.0956. So this is the calibration number that you need. So the next step, you have to go back to main page, and there is something we have in this app, which is the amazing part of this app, is calculated gauge. So you have to go to that part, calculation or calculator, and create a new gauge out of this number, which means that you have to put this number. So basically the equation you need to put there is 1.960, which is your nominal value of that piece that you're going to measure, plus the difference between this maximum and the real-time value of the gauge at each time. So it would be 0.0956 minus the gauge reading at each time, which is showing by a variable called S1. You can either tap on that or just enter. So you just need to enter this formula here, and this is going to calibrate everything and going to show you. So 1.960 plus 0.0956 minus the gauge, which is called S1. That's it. And that's the number that you see here. So this number is a calculated gauge, which represents the size or dimension of this piece. If I push it, you see that number change. Push it more, the number goes down, because of course this is the dimension of this part, right? So I can add this one as a new gauge. So what happens here, the magic is happening here. So I have a new gauge, which is calculated and is calibrated out of this. So this one is calibrated and it's showing me the real absolute number of this size. Of course, you can just test this one and make sure it works with the micrometer, and it should read that number. And then you can do the measurement of the part. So let me just take this micrometer and test it first, and it should read 1.96. But the problem is when I'm reading, the number is jumping up and down. It's hard to just capture. So we have another feature here is in the app that you can lock the number to max or mean. So you have to take tap on the name of the gauge and go to this setting, and in this case I'm going to select minimum reading capture. So always gonna peak is gonna hold the minimum reading of that number. Let's go to main screen, right? Clear the max and mean, and then if I just put this bore gauge within this micrometer, rock it back and forth, the minimum number should be 1.96. It's fast, so definitely this is calibrated. This is good. Let's go to our part now. So for our part, I'm gonna just do a couple of measurements. Let's say, for example, that's my part, right? You wanna have one measurement this direction, one measurement this direction, one measurement this direction. So you can have a couple of them. And the good thing, the beauty of this app is you can save everything and just capture every time that you do measurement and save it, and it's easy for you to later to just export and enter. And another feature that I showed you was, if you remember, was the tolerance. Let's go back to this and just enter the tolerance. So at each time it's gonna show you if you're within tolerance or not. So go to the threshold, turn it on. Upper limit, I'm gonna put 1.961. The lower is 1.59, sorry, 1.959, right? Save. So as you can see, every time you have to clear after each measurement and then do the test. Let's come here. This is the part. You enter the bore gauge here, and again, the procedure is just rock it back and forth. It's going to capture the minimum. That's it. 1.96. That's it. One reading I can capture. I capture it in the saved. Go to another angle. First clear, or just you can put the gauge first in, and then clear, right? And back and forth. 1.959. That's your second reading. From now on, every single capture of reading is very simple, very fast, and very accurate. You don't need to do any math. Again, clear. One more reading, right? Capture. You can see your readings here by going to record, and you can see here, they're all here. I can do capture and recording here as well. Come here, one more time, clear, and rocking back and forth. The measurement is captured, the minimum automatically detected, and save. So every time save, all the data are here. You can go to plot and see the readings that you already had, as you can see, and also it shows the upper and lower limit of your measurement. Of course, everything within the range. So this part is passed, everything looks good. I can come here and again take those readings and just export it, save it to the let's say the name of plant is Austin or Houston, and then the name of machine or name of the part is part 1. Save. The item is saved. You can go to measurement later. You can take that one, see all the readings, right? And also you can export the reading. The good thing is once you come to reading, it shows you both gauges, because we have, like, remember, one main gauge and also one calculated gauge. Well, that's it. It was very simple, the whole process, as I show you. The first step is to calibrate. The calibration is based on the micrometer we had, and after that, the process of the bore gauge measurement makes it very simple and easy. There is a very, very low chance of human error, and capture and recording, it's going to be much, much better and faster for future documentation. Thanks for watching.